defensive effort to come back from an over 20-point deficit against the Memphis Grizzlies. Zach LaVine coming up big in this game with 36 points, going 13 of 19 shooting. DeMar DeRozan also with 31 points, going 11 from 26. And then Nikola Vucevic chipping in 13 points, 10 rebounds, 19 points also from Kobe White, and another 12 from Patrick Williams off the bench. This Chicago Bulls team showed the necessary heart, the determination, and execution on the defensive side of the ball, causing turnovers and things like that to get back in this game in a playoff atmosphere on their home court, giving the home fans one of the best comeback victories that the Bulls have had all this season. Coming back to rebound the ball very well in the second half of this game, also forcing the Memphis Grizzlies to 18 turnovers in this game. Overall, this team executed and took care of business in the way that we needed to see them do it. We're going to break it all down, talk about it, have some fun. But first, we got to play that winning intro. Shout out to Nice.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
I see red, I see red, I see red, I see red, yeah, I see red, I see red, I see red.
If there are any questions left on if Kobe White deserves an extension, this needs to be the reason why those questions go away. Kobe White has shown and proved now that he not only deserves a spot on this roster, but he could be one of the best six-man in the league with 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, plus minus of plus 18. Kobe White balled out, going 8 of 13 from the field in this game, having some key defensive and offensive possessions in this game. Patrick Williams also playing 25 minutes of this game, even though he did not start, was in there in key moments and in key stretches for the Bulls. He goes 5 of 10 from the field, also chips in 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 blocks from Patrick Williams in this game, and 12 points. Really good game from Patrick Williams off the bench. But Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, specifically Zach LaVine, in this game, just 9 assists, setting up other players where you need. He had probably more highlight assists than he's had in any game this season. Chips in 9 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal in this one, only 1 turnover from Zach LaVine, and 36 points. Leads the team in plus minus with plus 25. And then also DeMar DeRozan, 11 of 26, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 31 points in this game. And Nikola Vucevic just being old Mr. Reliable than Vuce has been all season. This was a win that just feels good. It was a first half that felt terrible, but the Bulls come back from being down over 20 points to get a victory like this. This is the type of feel that we need, especially heading into a time where we're trying to make this play-in push, right? Trying to even go up the standings to maybe only have to play 1 game. This is how the Chicago Bulls need to play. If they remember playing with this energy in the defense, and shout out, here's the thing, and I got to eat crow when it's time. Billy Donovan made defensive adjustments in the second half of this game. If you look at how differently the Chicago Bulls played defense in the second half of this game, it's hard not to give Billy Donovan his kudos for making adjustments in this game. Surprising, albeit, but he made some adjustments in this game. The Bulls right now, they pull to a half game back of the Atlanta Hawks. If the Atlanta Hawks lose tonight, the Bulls will pass them. And then the Bulls also, we play them on Tuesday. This will be an opportunity for the Bulls to move up, consistently trying to get into that 8 seed if they can do so. Man, this was a great game to watch from the Chicago Bulls. Some highlight defensive plays from the Bulls in this one. The Bulls forcing turnovers, getting out in transition, just looking better. They did what I asked them to do, getting Jaren Jackson in foul trouble in this game, almost making him foul out if it wasn't for that timely coach's challenge there. But the Bulls just played well in this game, man. And for those that didn't get to watch this game, I get it. What we do here, we talk about the game, we break it down, but I really will implore anybody to go and actually watch this game today, to just watch the heart and determination that this Bulls team played with in the second half, especially if you're somebody who's a more pessimistic Bulls fan. This was a game that restores some of that. We need to see it be consistent. We need to see them finish tough. We need to see them play well against Atlanta again on Tuesday. They have a back-to-back Tuesday and Wednesday. Don't remember who we face Wednesday, but I know we face Atlanta on Tuesday. The Bulls need to play, continue. They need to bottle up this heart. They need to bottle up this effort and find a way to give this effort for the rest of the season. Because if a Bulls team plays like that, like they did in the second half, they can beat any team in the league. Any team. We got Milwaukee on Wednesday. That's going to be a tough call there. So just I'm really proud of the way the Bulls executed in this game, man, the way that they came back after being down, because this is the type of game that the Bulls would have absolutely let slip from them. They would have let this game slip from them. They would have been down at the second half. The body language would have changed, and they would have just kept it pushing. So, that's we just need to continue seeing it go. We need to continue seeing it ride out. But the Bulls team gave so much heart and effort in this game, man, that I was excited to see this, man. And I know a lot of Bulls fans are going to be as well. Woo! This was a fun game. This was a fun game. Let's go and get into the comments and see how you guys are feeling. Was down by 27 and came back and blew their ass out. Debo's World says best second half of the season. I pretty much agree with you, Debo, on that one. PBN Pat says the Bulls got it back in blood. Hey, you see how Ja wasn't talking shit? I also had to get the Memphis Grizzlies Twitter a little bit because they was talking a little bit too much shit in the second half. I had to go ahead and blow them out the water with the Benny the Bull on Benny the Bull's birthday, no less. Come on, fam. Come on, y'all can't overlook this, man. This was a fun win. Fun win. There's no debate between Kobe and Io. It's criminal Io was starting over him from Mike Milley. Well, Kobe isn't a true point guard. Neither is Io, though. But I don't think anybody thought that Kobe would his playmaking would grow the way that it did this season. Like, shout out to Kobe White for just putting in work and improving his game. Extend Kobe from silencer. Kobe player of the game from DJ Lovelace. Volcano says, Haize, you called it, bro. I said from your mouth to God's ears, bro. I didn't see it happening, but you called it, man. So shout out to you on that one for the vision and not giving up on the team, bro. Because after that first half, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was looking at it like, hey, man, I don't know about this one. But I'm glad that the Bulls pulled it out, man. I'm glad they got it done. Billy Donovan's Gus says Kobe White is the best player in the NBA, bro. Oh my day, great. That's funny. I think that's wild. John Moran got that Windy City special today. Yeah, absolutely, man. Peter says they had us the first half. Now go, oh yeah, they had our number the first half. And that's why I say as much as I don't like him as a coach overall, I gotta give kudos to Billy Donovan and the players in this one. They are the coaching staff overall. Let me say, because I don't know if it was assistants, don't know whoever it was. But the Bulls came out with a different game plan defensively in that second half. And it worked. And the players responded with energy. And it was good overall. Great execution. Melvin says it was a cookie factory today with all them steals. Hey, bro, who you telling, man? Like, the Bulls came out and did their thing, bro. We deserved to see a game like this from the Bulls. The Bulls had 9 steals in this game. 3 from Alex Caruso alone, man. Come on, man. That's how you need to see. What you need to see. Kid Arcane says this is what happens when P. Will looks aggressive. The team was solid defensively and defiantly, I guess is what but like, yes, and here's what I'll say, like, P. Will not only did he give that defensive effort, he hit his open shots. Like, it was a 5-point stretch. He hit a 3, and then he hit the putback, a 5-point stretch with Kobe White. If Patrick Williams just giving energy, man. Just giving energy. Shout out to LSU. Definitely shout out to LSU in that. Stacey King said it best. When this team comes in focused, we could beat anybody. That's from Shay. Absolutely, Shay. I feel you on that one. Chicago showed Ja who's really gangster. That's hilarious. Listen. Auntie Goon will show Ja who's really gangster. Mio says, I'm so lucky I caught the last minutes of the game. Hey, Leno, you needed to see from the third quarter on. Hey, the way the Bulls came out in that third quarter, man, it was crazy. It was really crazy. And I love seeing that effort. Eads Instrument says, that's why the Bulls season, this has been terrible. Crazy highs and crazy lows. Wish they played this way consistently. I agree with you, bro. Big T says, shout out to Kobe, unfairly judged as a starting point guard with no veteran point guard to teach him the Pat Bev effect. Hey, shout out to that. Facebook user says, hey, CJ, I don't know your name. Hey to you. What's up? Thank you for joining the live stream. We got 400 in the stream. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, by the way. Sluggo says, yeah, I was never on Kobe White bandwagon until this season. He has matured and is now a very valuable piece to a team. I think it's a must that we keep him. Kobe, Paul, and the second unit fits perfectly. Hey, man, listen. I love the way that they're playing. I love the rhythm that they're getting into. I love how they came into the game and they really helped set the tone defensively. Great win and tremendous game, but the type of play is not sustainable. We need to go full throttle, 200% defensively to close to 0 turnovers to manage this. We need shooting. Well, keep in mind, the Bulls got out, like the Memphis Grizzlies got out to a great night shooting, and the Bulls have shown that they can give a defensive effort consistently over the course of the game. We don't always need to give up the 200% effort in the second half. We did in this game, and I'm glad that they did, but the Bulls just need to play solid defense throughout the game. Memphis was hot from 3 in the first half, and they became ice cold in the second half. The Bulls played better defense. They were more efficiently, and no turnovers. Also, Zach and DeMar got hot. Yes, absolutely. Agree with you there. Rick Sanders says, big up Haize all the way from the Netherlands. Love seeing the Bulls turning it up in the second half. Shout out to you, Rick. JDH, what's going on, bro? Glad to have you in here, JDH, for a win. Bro, the DeRozan pump fake was special. LOL, the guys chuckled about it. Great basketball. The Bulls just played a smart game in the second half. The Bulls be clapping cheeks, boy. Whoa, okay. Well, all right. The Bulls can absolutely destroy the Hawks if they tried. I need them to continue to play like this. I need the Hawks to lose tonight as well. YNG Sports and Hip Hop Channel says, welcome back, Haize, my boy. Hey, I'm glad to be back. Had to take off the last game for my mental. I had to take it off for my mental. I'm not going to lie to you. Had I been on the live stream Friday, y'all would have been like, y'all would have told me, y'all would have been like, hey, just go ahead and end the stream, bro. Like, my mental was jacked. So I needed to take that day for the mental. Kobe was fantastic, but sometimes he's afraid of taking shots he should make, and instead he passes it to a player in a difficult position. He must trust his quality. He's so good. Listen, I mean, it takes time, right? But I do think that this season is a confidence-building season of Kobe White overall. When you look at Kobe White, and even when he got that dunk off the pass from Levine, that face that he made, and he looked towards it like that's just it. He balled out, man. He played the way that he needed to play. And Kobe's confidence has been built. I don't want to be surprised if we see Kobe come out next season and just maybe if the Bulls are winning, Kobe White will be in this, and he's still on the Bulls. Kobe White will be in the 6th man of the year consideration next year. Mark my words. What's up, Haize? Great comeback for the Bulls. Love to see it. This deserves a shot. You know what? Come on. Let's go ahead and do it. Salute. Whew, the Woodford, man. Goes down smooth. Sluggo says 2 turnovers all game by the Bulls, and one was an offensive foul. That's incredible. If Memphis wasn't hot from 3 to begin the game, we would have torched them. Yeah, but listen, I think this makes it more special that the way that the game did start off, and the fact that the Bulls showed resiliency, right? So often this season we've questioned their heart, rightfully so. So often this season we've questioned how this team's resolve is once they get down on themselves. The fact that this game started off the way that it did, that the Bulls were had a 23-point deficit and battled back the way they did, I think that builds more character in a playoff push than if the Bulls would have led throughout this game. These are character-building wins. Now they get to ride in with some momentum facing the Atlanta Hawks. Now, is that game at home? Yes, we face the Atlanta Hawks at home. So they get to stay at home from now until they don't leave again until they go to Milwaukee Wednesday. And Milwaukee, we know that's a short trip. So the Bulls get to stay home. They get some practices in. They have some momentum. Let's ride that momentum now into the Atlanta Hawks game, and let's take their spot. D-Dub says, Haize, I got to admit it. I did not think that we had this effort in us. Incredible second half. Got to cheer for Dallas tonight. Hey, listen, I kind of want to see Dallas miss the playoffs just because a ha-ha moment at the Sage God himself, Kyrie Irving. But at the end of the day, yes, I want to see them beat the Hawks tonight. Zach and DeMar are looking good chemistry-wise, and I've been telling you the past couple of months, Kobe just needed the ball in his hands more. We got to keep Kobe no matter what. I wouldn't say we got to keep him no matter what. It depends. It really depends on what else they do with this team and the money that he's looking to get. Those things absolutely matter because the Bulls have to make so many changes. I do think that it matters unless they decide to move move a Caruso or something to free up some more space. The Bulls have a lot of guards, and we need to find a new starting point guard. Now, if they use the career-ending injury exception for Lonzo Ball, that changes some things. But you got to keep in mind, with everything that the Bulls have, they have to, and because we're not a salary luxury tax spending team, they're going to have to be frugal with the money they spend. And if we re-sign Kobe and Ayo and don't make any other moves with any guards we have, that would literally be, heading into next season, $94 to $97 million in just guards. And you don't have a starting point guard in that. So we'll see what happens. We'll really see what happens. I do hope that they use that career-ending injury exception for Lonzo, not because I don't like Lonzo or anything, but just because it's highly unlikely that he's going to return to play on that contract. And you have to make a business decision. But I want to see Kobe stay here. I really want to see Kobe stay here. J Mac in the building says, Kobe had a huge game. Kudos to Kobe. Absolutely. Another Facebook user says, great win. Ricky Fontaine says, this was like that Boston comeback we had, down 21 by 20. That's a great point, Ricky. Great point. Samuel Wells says, see red, see red, see red. You already know. A666A says, great dub, but how was that not a foul on Jackson? I have no idea, because it looked like he fouled DeMar actually twice on that play. But, you know, they're gonna make caveats for stars. It is what it is, unfortunately. It's funny how people are starting to think that the Bulls were just bad luck from home. They're just bipolar. That's funny. What we got here from Kick Me Down. Kick Me Down says the Bulls highlight videos for this game is going to be a long one. 80% is going to be the second half highlights. Well, luckily I post the highlights on this channel in the shorts. So if you want to see it, there's a series of shorts with all our highlights in it. I posted during the game. JD8 says, C-Red, Levine, Rebel. C-Red, Levine, Rebel. Whoa, okay, all right. Well, there you go, brother. Hey, do your thing, brother. Do your thing. Haize, I subscribe to all of your channels, hoping for Haize Be Hacking Show where it's all comedy. That's funny. Nah, I mean, I thought about starting a Petty Roosevelt channel. I'm just so busy right now getting Chi-Town Sports Central off the ground. We just launched the Cubs and White Sox podcast, which I'm not on. Shout out to Big Kev Antonio and the real Don P. I don't know if he's in the chat. He'll be a host over there as well. So we're getting that off the ground. We now are just looking for a Blackhawks host. So if you guys know anyone who's interested in covering the Blackhawks for Chi-Town Sports Central, that's like the last major sport that we're looking for. And then we'll fill out after that, maybe even do an Illinois podcast on Chicago or Chi-Town Sports. So we're growing and we're building this network out. That's kind of my focus right now, is getting all the podcasts settled for the network. Then we'll have the website. And then writers at that point, I'll be looking for writers to write on the website on top of that. But we're growing this business, man, and we're turning it into an actual platform for everyone. So game started at 5 a.m. in Australia. My daughter woke me up and I turned the game on and saw Grizz drain 2 threes in a row and thought, not today. What a stupid decision by me. Go Bulls. Hey, you got to protect your peace, MJG23. You got to protect your peace, brother. Ever since I subscribed, I haven't watched no other podcast. Great podcast, bro. That means the world to me, Gerald, man. I appreciate that, bro. And I appreciate that you hold us so highly that we can be your one-stop shop, man. That's it, man. We just keep trying to grow, bro. That's it. Provide the best coverage possible. Tony, my big brother Tony says, this is the Zach we missed the last week of games with hitting threes and attacking. And when he's in transition, it's flawless poetry. Listen, Zach LaVine going downhill in transition is beautiful. And the passes that Zach LaVine made today, man, that full court pass to Caruso? Beautiful, man, beautiful. This team is a roller coaster. I'm just glad we don't see Memphis again based on that LA trip. I feel you. I definitely feel you on that one, bro. Chicago Bulls Central, bro. As soon as DeMar changed his shoes from the red Kobe's to the white gray ones, I knew it was over. Somebody else said that in the Discord too. Haize, I think Zach and DeMar took the first half personally. And we took that personally. I saw Zach look at Ja after a goaltend, and Zach looked pissed, like he knew that he had to put that young man back in his place. Listen, that step back three that Zach LaVine had in Ja's face, bro, I loved it. I loved it. I love when Zach is playing with confidence, man. Shout out to Stacey King saying DeMar took their lunch money and they ding dongs and they do rags. Remember those do rags too. Definitely feel you on that one. YGN Sports says, man, we be disappointed when you're not here for the recap, bro, but hope all is well with the fan. Much respect and continued success. I appreciate that. I'm back. Not going to miss any more games from here until the end of the playoffs. I'll be back for all the live streams and recaps. I won't be missing any other ones. So I'm back all geared in, man. I had to take my mental. Lost my uncle, who was like my father, like my second father. So it hurt. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I had to take some time to kind of reset myself. But I'm back now. I'm focused. And I feel like between like healing from that and then the email from Bleacher Report today, it just reminded me like, hey man, I got to do this. Not just for me, not just for you guys, but like my uncle's still watching me, right? And he would have wanted to see me excel. He was one of the most people proud of me getting into podcasting. He wasn't even a Bulls fan. He was always proud of that. So we're going to keep this pushing, man. I'm going to put my heart, my passion, my desire, and my love for my uncle into this, and I'm going to make him proud. And that's what it's going to be, man. That's what it's going to be. Man, give Billy D his motherfucking props. When we lose, y'all always looking at him as a scapegoat, but won't give him props. What are you talking about? I literally already talked about how he made adjustments. And it's not a scapegoat when you are part of the problem. We got to stop using words incorrectly. When you actually actively cause, that's not a scapegoat. Let's hold you accountable for your flaws. Chris Montanez, thank you for the super chat, brother. Says the game is slowing down for Kobe. Bulls did whatever the F they wanted in the fourth. What a fight. Yeah. I love the way that this team competed, man. Love the way that this team competed. Cortez says the Bulls are proving that they have some core. Oh yeah, I don't think anybody doubted that we have some core pieces. You just gotta build around them in a specific way. John Collins says, I'm hyped the Bulls came back and got a win, which wasn't a fluke over a good team. They put it all together. No more roller coasters from here on out. Just finish strong and shock the NBA talking heads. Listen, I really hope that the Bulls don't have any more roller coaster games. I really hope that we're talking about this team as a team that just finishes strong this back half of the season, that just plays with the way that we know that they can play and what we know that they're capable of. And let's see, man. Let's see. I trust that they can. Let's just see if they will. We know that they can do. Let's see if they will do, right? That's the biggest question surrounding this team right now. Reginald Short says, gotta admit, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the truth, and Adams and that front court is terrifying. Yeah, I mean, Adams was out. This game would look really different if Adams played in this game. Jaren Jackson Jr. is definitely a player I wanted the Bulls to be able to draft, man. I wish they could have drafted him, but hey, it is what it is. Everything Bulls says there's a parade inside my city. Yeah, come on, man. Imperfect Kingdom in the building says, it's my birthday eve. When I appreciate that. Playing like we expect here in Chicago. Shout out to Imperfect Kingdom. Y'all make sure y'all hit him up for some teas. Hey, man, where my Bears teas at, bro? Where my Bears teas at, bro? You know, y'all got to mess with you a little bit, bro. Got to mess with you. Mark Shannon in the building says, wow, that's how you deal with adversity and handle business. Flat out, bro. That's how you handle business. Chicago Fire. Like I said, if we can find somebody who's passionate about it, definitely. I mean, we'll cover anything Chicago. Yo, Haize, y'all podcast on Apple Music called. I was gonna check it out, but I forgot the name. Y'all podcast on Apple Music. You mean Apple Podcast? Yeah, it's Chicago Bulls Central. Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central, Chicago Sky Central, Chicago White Sox and Cubs Central. They're together for right now. We're trying to do an experiment to see if we can manage both baseball teams outside the same feed. But yeah, they're all on Apple Podcasts. Stacey King is the best commentator to me. Oh, Stacey King is the GOAT. It's nobody better. Nobody better. Big brother Tony, I dig that, brother Haize. Come on, man. You already know we family, bro. DMG says, I want to see both Kobe and Io stay. We can't give up on Io in just 2 seasons. I feel that will come back to bite us if we do. Great game from the Bulls. Oh, I agree. And when I only say and even when I have the conversations on if the Bulls have to decide between one or the other, it becomes about contracts, right? It becomes about a number. You can only realistically, when you have a team with as many holes as we have, spend so much on point guards or guards that can't shoot, right? And so, we'll see. Kobe's shooting is coming along, especially since the All-Star break, so that leaves a lot of hope for that. Io's had a slump that may make it easier for the Bulls to re-sign him, rather if he had the same season he kind of had starting off last season. We'll see, man. We'll see. Jack is true says, your uncle is proud of you, Haize. No doubt we all are. I appreciate that, bro. Definitely appreciate that. Zay Over says, respect to you and your family. Chicago did their thing. I was mad the first 2 quarters. Had me like they were losing this game, but Billy pulled through. I had his rotation in question sometime, but it worked out. Yes, it did. Listen, Billy called a great second half. I cannot overlook that. Billy Donovan called a very solid second half and made some really great defensive adjustments. C-Red UK in the building. Shout out to my bros from across the pond. Said bedtime here in the UK, but the second half has us having wet dreams. Catch the pod tomorrow. You already know I'll be there, bro. I listen to y'all first thing in the morning, so. Everything Bulls in the building says, this is off topic, but seeing how filled up this live stream is made me realize how far this channel has come. I remember subbing before 1K subs. Can't wait to see you to continue to grow, bro. I appreciate that. I remember when we were struggling to get 40 people in streams. Like, we were literally struggling to get 40 people in streams when we were a new channel. It made sense, right? And I would go back and look at some of those first live streams. I was trash. But hey, we improved. We made some improvements. Glad Adams wasn't playing. I was afraid someone would get carried off the court again. Hey, listen, Tony Bradley ain't on this team, and I can tell you what, Nikola Vucevic nor Andre Drummond is letting another grown man carry them off the court. That's just not happening with this team. I can promise you that. Those are two people that ain't gonna allow a grown man, no matter how much bigger he is, to carry them off the court. That's just not something that was gonna happen. Silence says, bro, I hate it when people say the Hornets commentator is the best. He's the most annoying. Stacey and Adam are the best. I don't like anybody else, man. Don't like anyone else. Cap of the Great says, no lie, when I saw the story about the dude that brought the strippers to the game, I thought it had Petty Roosevelt written all over it. Nah, that ain't me, man. That wouldn't be me. Even with the career-ending injury exception on Zoe, I don't see the Bulls putting contending team on the court without going into luxury. Well, no, it's definitely possible. Let's not act like so. The way that you can get into the luxury, I mean, to be a contending team without going into the. Keep in mind, the Warriors when they were rock and rolling weren't a luxury tax team. The Dallas Mavericks that won the title, they weren't a luxury tax paying team. You can do it. You either have to have smart veterans that come in that are willing to take less. You also have to have players that are still on their rookie level contracts that really hit their stride and grow exponentially, but it can be done. Now, is it going to happen in one season for the Bulls? No, it's not going to happen in one season for the Bulls. They're going to have to get creative. But we'll see. They're going to have to get creative with their cap, and then it's going to have to take a Kobe to hit another level, a Patrick Williams to actually develop, Io to hit another level, Dalen Terry to turn out to be a stud, right? Those type of things can help. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not for sure saying it's going to happen, but I'm not for sure saying it's not going to happen either. What we got in here? From 40 to 400, easily respect the improvement, the grind, and the growth. I appreciate you, Jay. Appreciate you, man. We in here working. 16-1 in turnovers is crazy for my brothers over at the Shy Bulls podcast. Absolutely, fam. Damn, people can't just enjoy victory. It's always about the future. Hey, come on now. Tony, you already know Chicago Bulls fans, bro. Like, it's never just the now. It's never just the future. And I respect it because they're consistent with it. I say bring back Kobe and Vooch this summer. We'll probably have to trade Javonte and Alex this summer if we want something valuable. Well, Javonte's a free agent, so we can't trade him. We can sign and trade him. So if another team signs him, we can help facilitate that deal and maybe get a second-round pick or something back. But that's probably the most you're getting back in a sign and trade for Javonte. Now, Caruso, that is the biggest question, right? Because if you make improvements elsewhere on the roster, if you add in another big, right, or a 3-and-D shooting wing or something like that, if you add a 3-D shooting wing that can play the 2 and the 3, that may get you to a point to where you look at Caruso and you're like, hey, we can split up Caruso's contract. We can split that up between other players and maybe send them out. There's a lot of things AK can do. It's just, I don't know what AK is going to do because he really does become married to the players that he brought into the team, not even the players that he drafted, the players that he signed. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's keep Kobe White. Go Bulls. Definitely agree with you on that one. Bull needs to sign Catlin Clark and cut P. Will. Come on now, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, come on. You got to exaggerate. He's taking it a little bit too far, bro. Do you see Danilo G using his option and coming to Chicago? Do you see him as a small forward or power forward? I think at this point he's a power forward. I mean, like, he could. One thing that we've seen with AK, if he has you pegged as his guy and he has the opportunity to still get you, he will. So Danilo could very well look at that. Now, I don't know if he's going to opt out considering the injury he had, but I'm not saying that it's impossible either. So, I mean, hey, there's that chance there. I had never even really thought about that, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I think Dalen could fill the Caruso. That's a great point because you look at what Dalen brings, right? Ball handling, passing, defense, energy, some shooting. His shot has improved drastically just in this season. If they feel Dalen's ready and considering Dalen can play the 1 through the 3, that may be your Alex Caruso replacement on a rookie level contract at that. That's a great point, Peter. That's a point I hadn't thought about. Great point there. Need a Mavs win tonight. I'm about to watch them play ADL right now. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching that game. We need that. We need that dub. Let's not give up on IO, guys. Kobe struggled in the second year. Also, look at him now. Great point there. Question, Haize. I don't know if y'all seen the new CBA that was just agreed to, but what is the second tier right below the luxury tax area that's over the cap but not in the luxury tax area? Can you explain that? Not right now. We're gonna have a video on that. The new tax apron that they added in. I think it's smart, but I think when you're a team like the Chicago Bulls that don't even go into the luxury tax, it could be interesting, but we'll break that down at some point. It's live stream after a post game isn't the time to do it, but I will be breaking that down eventually. I'm waiting to the new CBA is published so I can read the new full CBA. Because I read the last CBA, so I'll read it and get a better understanding at that point in time. I love Caruso's defense, but does he gamble, which causes breakdowns on our defense? Well, that and then the not being able to stay healthy, the inability, like right now, and this is just me. I would trust Dalen Terry to shoot more than I would trust Alex Caruso to shoot right now. That just is what it is. So if Dalen gets to the point to where he's not going to be the defender Caruso is right away. But if you trust that is Dalen's trajectory and you're ready to give him minutes next season, he's already probably a better passer, a better playmaker, and a better shooter. You could convince yourself then at that point to say, hey, let's move on. I still think Zach needs to improve his ball handling, the way he could penetrate the defense more and lessen his turnovers. Oh, absolutely, Ross. You had a great point on that one. If Zach LaVine improves his ball handling the same way Kobe White improved his ball handling this offseason, you're then looking at a player that's going to limit turnovers, a player that can already get to the rim at will. You're talking about being even more creative. He's probably going to cause more, get more foul calls for him at that point in time. I agree with you. Footwork and ball handling, Zach definitely needs to focus on. Jonathan Washington Jr. says, when it comes to previewing how our team may look next season, I'm not sure what Io's role moving forward will look like, considering we still have AC and the Bulls look into re-signing Bev. Yeah, that's why I say, like, it's going to be somebody's not going to be back, whether it's sending somebody out and I mean a guard. I'm not talking about Javante because he may not still be back. Vooch, we all know that. But just in that guard rotation, when you look at it, you have Pat Bev, who I think unless they go a way different route, is probably going to be back. You got Zach LaVine, Caruso, Kobe White, I would assume. That's 5 guards right there, right? And you need shooting. You need some size on this team. And even Lonzo's still on your books unless you use the exception on him. He's still on your books. So you're paying so much money in guards at that point. While you need things other places, you may have to look to do something. There. What if Dalen could be our starting point guard next year if he looks good during the summer? He would fit in well, I think, with his defense and playmaking. I don't think Dalen's long-term position is point guard, and I don't think they see him as a point guard. Even AK, after drafting him, more so talked more about playing him as a small ball 4 than he talked about him playing point guard, which was his position in college. So I think when you look at Dalen, he's going to be on that wing. He's going to play 2, 3, and some small ball 4. I think that's what they look for him in the future, so we'll see. I like to keep the team we have, maybe trade Caruso and pick up shooting guard, and I think P. Will needs to be more aggressive when he plays. He's a good player, but too passive. Well, here's the thing. I don't think that AK can keep this team the same. I just don't. Now, there's something to be said that if they do use that career-ending injury exception on Zoe, and then they trade for or sign a starting level point guard, then you can maybe convince something because you made a wholesale change there. But I think overall, the ability to just bring this team back has gone away with how this team played this season. That's my opinion. Could be wrong on it. Reginald Short says, can the Bulls use the biannual next year and how much will it be for? That's not set yet. We won't know how much the biannual is until the salary cap is set next year. That won't be set until about May. So we won't know what that biannual is going to be. But yeah, they will have their biannual next year. They used it last year on Tristan, so they'll have it next year. Legend says, if the Mavs lose to the Hawks, they need to get rid of Kyrie. They gave up their whole lineup for that man, and it flopped. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a free agent, so he's probably walking anyway, which is what made that trade so risky for them. And especially if that risk ends and not even making the playoffs, that's tough. That's tough. War of Words says, keep Kobe White, start him ASAP. He's a 20. Well, that's why he's not going to start. We have 3 people who can be 20-point per game starters in the starting lineup. So you're not going to put that. We need scoring off the bench. That's why Kobe White will stay a bench player more than likely. Yes, he does have that potential. And I do think with the way that even if he doesn't score 20 points per game, Kobe White averaging 16 points per game with the defense and passing that he showed now, that's a 6-man of the year candidate. He doesn't need to score 20 points per game. So, but I think with the scoring that we have on that starting lineup already, that's going to keep Kobe White a bench player. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong on that. It's Seaway's World says, if the Bulls learn how to flow together, like I just watched LSU and the Iowa girl flow, we would be way above 500. I'm still happy with the win. Well, it's like if we had Pat Bev the whole season and we had this edge that we've been playing with since the All-Star break, and keep in mind, if Zach LaVine also was healthy to start the season off, because he really only started trusting his knee about midway through December, I think that the Bulls season looks completely different. I think that we would, at this point, be talking about a 44-45 win team. But, it is what it is at that point. The third quarter came around and the Bulls played perfect defense. Yeah, it was beautiful to see. And I'm a defense guy in football and in sports in general. I love defense. And so not to say that I don't love the dunks and I don't love great running offense. I love that too. But like when a team is in a rhythm defensively, the whole team is in a rhythm defensively, it's hard to beat, and it's hard to look. It becomes beautiful basketball because then you're playing great defense, you're getting rebounds, you're getting turnovers, you're getting out in transition. Transition basketball becomes easy basketball. So like it really all hinges on defense for sure. It really all hinges on defense. Philip Tindrell says, Kobe White is playing at a high level. We can see another big jump with an offseason of work by Kobe. We may have our point guard. See, I get what you get. And here's what I'll say. At this point, the way that Kobe White's playing now, he looks more like a point guard than what he has at any point in his career. The vision's there, the playmaking's there, all of that's there. So you can absolutely see that he could play point guard. I do think like there's combo guards. Like Murray isn't a pure point guard. There are absolutely combo guards that they play starting point guard in the league. I think you would have to tweak some things. But I'm not saying that that's not out the realm of possibility. I just think that if you can bring in a starting level point guard that plays defense and can also run the offense, you thrive more with Kobe being on the bench at that point. Billy Donovan's Gum says, I really don't like Dylan Brooks, but man, that guy has the potential to be special. I got to be honest. Yep, I agree with you. Shay in the building says, Haize, me and you must be related because I love defense too. This is why Joe Noah was my favorite player. I feel that. We're not related though. That's I'm too light-skinned for that. So it would be more beneficial to get Portland pick this year or next. Well, we're not going to get Portland's picks this year because Portland's pick, for us to get Portland's pick, they have to make the playoffs. I think they're eliminated from playoff contention. So we're not getting Portland's pick unless they choose to remove the protections just to get it out the way so they can do some other things. But yeah, we're probably not getting Portland's pick this year. So, do you think DeRozan will be on the team next year? If he's not, who for you think he'll be replaced? Well, I don't know who will be replaced because I don't think you may trade DeMar for his replacement. I think you may trade him for some other things and then maybe go and find or move P. Will back to the small forward. But I don't know. I flip-flop back and forth on it all the time, man. I think if you have a high-level point guard, you maybe can convince yourself that it will work, but, we'll see. Reginald Short says, Pat the Designer says strip clubs in Chicago and down south are different. What's your opinion? Remember, Miss might be watching. Listen, strip clubs down south are different, bro. Like, strip clubs in Atlanta are different. Like, it's not the same, bro. And that's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. I don't got to answer that question. Y'all go find out for yourself. I don't like strip clubs, though. I'm a fan of defense. Pat Bev, incredible defender. I just need him to score a little more going against other scoring point guards, plus keep Kobe off the bench more often. Speaking of point guards, Zach's BFF, DeJounte Murray would be a great fit for. Listen, I've talked about that theory already. If the Bulls do the career-ending injury exception for Lonzo Ball, they could, sign 1-year deals to have that cap space. They could trade for DeJounte Murray. DeJounte Murray becomes a free agent the same time DeMar DeRozan does, so we'll free up cap space there as well. I would love DeJounte Murray to be there. Love him to be a Chicago Bull and play next to Zach LaVine. Put some respect on Zach's name for being plus 25 too. We already talked about that at the beginning of the show. I literally opened up the show with that. Ricky, do you feel like Jaylen Brown would be a great fit on the Bulls? Jaylen Brown has the type of game where he can fit on any team. Jaylen Brown can fit because he's a two-way player. He can fit on any team. So yeah, definitely think he can fit on the Bulls. Jaylen Brown can fit on any team in the NBA. Period. How long did we sign Drummond for? He has a player option for next year, meaning that he could opt out and become an unrestricted free agent this summer. How much will Kobe ask for if he continues his play? Oh, Kobe's definitely going to ask for at least, I think at a start, $12 million. I think that's what he's going to start is $12 million. Do you think Cam Johnson is someone we could get this offseason? I think he would be perfect, but Nets will definitely match any offers you get. Yeah, I don't think the Nets are going to let that go at any chance. DJ would be a great addition for the Bulls. A ball hawk on defense and respectable offensive game. Agree with you there. Jose Sanchez says, what's good, bro? Listen, as I watch the Bulls play now, they are a vastly improved team, especially on defense. I think they'll be a dangerous team to face if they make it through the play. And I agree with you. I agree. Well, or they could be that team that just strips again. But Abisky says, I'm confused on what moves we can really make. The trade market is weird and everything is worth a lot. I'm confused on how we can even move the needle. Oh, there's tons of. Keep in mind, we had no cap space when we signed DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso for that matter. We had no cap space that offseason. So you just have to get creative. Like if the Bulls do use the career-ending injury exception, that already right there is a tool. Otherwise, you do have contracts in Alex Caruso. You do have contracts in DeMar DeRozan. Even Nikola Vucevic. If Vuce does decide to leave, you can help a team sign him with a sign and trade and get something back that way. The Bulls have assets at their disposal. It's just how creative are they willing to get to do that, right? Miguel says, love your channel, Haize. I read a rumor that the Bulls would be interested in Jaylen Brown. Is this true? I think every team in the NBA would be interested in Jaylen Brown if he becomes available. So yes, that's true. I think every team would be interested. I feel like at this point we should keep DeMar next year. They're finally learning how to play together. Maybe just get a solid wing player like Mikal Bridges type. Well, I mean, how many type players is there like that? And you're not just going to get them for nothing, right? You're going to have to give up something. So we'll see what the Bulls do. We'll see what they do. But all right, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. I got to go ahead and soothe the voice. I still got to do Locked on Bulls tonight. So make sure you guys are tuned in and subscribed over there so you can see when we go live. But otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in to the post-game show today, man. Make sure you guys follow the show at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform that we're on. You can also send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for our mailbag episode, which this weekend will be our last mailbag episode of the regular season. So if you want to get your thoughts in, go ahead and get those in there, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I don't care what nobody says about that. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.
See bread.